Okay, in the last video, we defined the variable name inside of the function showName. We showed how it can be used in multiple situations. And one thing that we really want to do is check to see if maybe we get an answer that's correct. Right now, I can use the box to read and change twice on the page. But maybe I want to react differently depending on what somebody types. I can do that using an if-else statement, which is always going to have the following basic structure. If, top, followed by a bracket. And between the brackets, I want to do something if the stuff in the parentheses is true. Else means do something if the stuff in the parentheses is false. Most people did a really fantastic job of this on 4.4's homework assignment. It basically gives us options, right? One thing you saw on 4.4's was something like if grade is greater than 94, print A, else show B, right? It's one way of checking some condition. The if statement always going to check a variable. In this case, we only have one variable to work with. We have the variable name. We'll say this is checking the variable name. And what I'm usually doing, maybe for this problem, I want to check to see if somebody has a specific name. So I'll put equals equals Mr. Barron. And what this is really doing is checking the variable name to see if Mr. Barron is saved to it. I used name to represent what was put in the input box before. Now that it's got something saved in it, which I've already used to print things out, I'm going to check and see if it's equal to Mr. Barron. What I actually want to do is put some information inside of there. Between these two brackets, I'll put in what I want it to do if the name is Mr. Barron. That's saved into the box. So maybe I'll say if you put Mr. Barron, it'll say Mr. Barron is the correct name. Maybe if you don't, it'll put whatever name you put, not the correct name. Only one of these things is going to be put on the screen, depending on how true this is. So if I put Mr. Barron up there, I'll always put whatever you put in the box is my name. Mr. Barron is the correct name. Say if I put another teacher, like Mr. Hansen, it'll tell you at the top, it might be your name, but it's not the correct name. We change that output based on the if-else statement. This is really important. This will be on the quiz. The biggest mistake I often see on if-else statements is not using the correct variable name. So sometimes people will say thing like this answer instead of name. Variable names are always blue. So if you get yellow here, it's a giveaway that something's not quite right. What this is now doing is checking to see if a variable named answer is equal to Mr. Barron. But the problem that we have is that the variable answer doesn't exist. This is not a variable name. This is the ID of the input box. There's no var answer anywhere up here. If we wanted it to work, we could change this to answer so that the two line up. And now I see that they're both blue again. But in order for us to check a variable in the if statement, it already has to exist. And so it has to match the name, the exact word of whatever you defined before. This is our placeholder, right? If you were in math class and you put 5 times x, and then at the bottom you put what is y equal to, it wouldn't make any sense. You've got to be consistent in your variable names. Now this is a pretty big outline of everything we've learned how to do in JavaScript so far. If you've still got questions, Office Hours is a great resource. Good luck. Your quiz will give me an idea of where everybody stands, but the mastery coding assignment that we're doing over the next couple weeks, and even our final project in this class that follows, will give us the chance to keep working on our JavaScript skills. So keep working hard, keep up the great work, and thanks for all you guys do.